Hey everybody. Welcome to Ivy and Juke Creations. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not, then you're going to notice that my picture's popping up on the DIY in the wrong place. But y'all, since the last video, I have had some kind of problems with my phone, freezing up, just acting stupid. But it's a year old. Have any of y'all heard the saying that the phones are purposely created to only last a year, so you'll have to purchase another one? And my phone is exactly 1 year old. It only has 25 gigabytes on it, and it's been freezing up on me and giving me a world of trouble, like I said, since the last video. Alright, but anyhow, so I apologize for all that, and I done went off on a limb, but let's get to the DIY, y'all. I took this frame that I built last year. I made like 2 or 3 signs and a frame for the very first time. And I had originally put, I think it's called Christmas Valley IOD paint inlay. And no, that's not it, y'all, but I cannot, that's a transfer, so I can't think of the inlay. But anyway, that's not important, y'all, I'm sorry. So anyway, I painted this frame with Waverly's chalk paint in celery. Then I grabbed Waverly's moss, and while the color celery was still wet, I just done some brush strokes of the moss and let it dry. Then, with my undecisive self, y'all, I didn't think that it looked right or was going to look right with the inlay that I'm going to use today. So then I went over it with Rust-Oleum's white linen chalk paint, and then I'm like, oh no, I've done messed up. I should have left the celery and the moss. Looking at it from this video, from the video point of view, that's where I should have left it alone. I liked it, but anyhow, still undecisive. Now it's to start white. So now I take DIY paint in the color crinoline, and then I mix some of it in there. So now, as you can see, it's hard to tell on video, but there's some of the green popping through, there's some white popping through, there's some crinoline popping through, and I'm actually liking it again. And then, because you're supposed to take a paint inlay and lay it down in wet paint, I just spritzed it with water to make sure everything was still damp. Then I got this inlay here, and now I'm laying it down in the wet paint. Pigment side down, grid side up. You just want to make sure you've got good contact over the whole thing. Make sure you're getting down in your corners, rubbing it, because you want it to set down in that wet paint. Then next, you just want to spritz it with some water, and then take your paper towels and dab up the excess water, and then let it dry for about an hour, or use your heat gun to speed up the process. We're going to mix part A and part B of Amazing Casting Resin. Going to stir it up real good, and then we're going to pour it into these IOD molds. One of them, that one there that I'm pouring now, is called Olive Crest. And, oh my God, I think it's called Classic Elements, the other one. Don't quote me on that one. I will put everything down in the description box, y'all. I'm sorry that I'm forgetting the names of them. I'm telling you, it's been rough. But anyhow, when you mix up your amazing casting resin, you always want another mold, or, to the side. That way you can pour your extra in there. That way you don't waste any resin. And also, y'all see that I made a humongous mess with the resin. So I do want to invest in some of those silicone cups on Amazon that's made for mixing and pouring your resin. And see, I over poured on a bunch of them, but you can fix that just with a sharp utility knife and trim it off. It's aggravating, so you don't want to do it, but it's not a big problem. It's not the end of the world. Now we're taking DIY crinoline and we're painting our molds. Then we're going to let them dry, or I hit them with my heat gun. And now I'm going over them in Waverly's chalk paint in the color moss. Going to pounce it on there and get the sides and pounce it down in all that detail. And you want to make sure you don't have puddles of paint down in those little cracks and details. So that's why I think, in my opinion, it's good to pounce. And if you see a little puddle, all you got to do is pounce some more on it and pounce it out. And then we're going to take a baby wipe and we're just going to wipe over the top of them, and you're going to see all the detail pop out. Alright, y'all, now it's dry. You see how the image is faint? That's how you can tell that it's dry. Then we're going to mist it with water again. And then we're going to take a paper towel and we're going to dab up the excess water. And then look, y'all, you peel it up and you see the magic. Here I zoomed in so y'all could watch it. Ain't that beautiful? I love that rooster. How many people still has their kitchens decorated in rooster decor? I'm guilty. I'm one of them. I love me a rooster. But anyway, once we pulled the inlay up, you want to dry it with your heat gun, and then you want to lightly mist it with a 50% water and a 50% polyacrylic and a water-based sealer, and lightly mist it. Then that seals it. Now we're going to go in with DIY clear wax. And did y'all see the picture start getting darker? It was because somehow or the other I had the dark wax mixed into my clear wax brush. So I decided to roll with it. And now I'm putting dark wax in the corners. But first of all, I cleared everything with the white wax, because your white wax is going to act as a barrier. So if you went in there straight with dark wax, you probably wouldn't even hardly be able to see the image. So you always want to put a clear wax down first. And then now, because it got dark on me in the middle with my clear wax brush, I decided, like I said, to roll with the flow, get me some dark wax, and now I'm going over it, trying to get it all blended in. You can see little white spots on the picture there that look still white, but I do get them before it's over with. Alright, now I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so undecisive. I have messed this up. I should have went with my first initial thought, and that was paint the whole thing white and do the rooster inlay in it. But I was wanting to challenge myself not to play it safe, play with color, and that's what I did. But now it's like it's looking too dark for me, so I'm taking some DIY white wax, and now I'm going over the dark wax that I just put on there. And I think that's how I had got dark wax in my white wax originally, because like right here, I'm taking white and going over dark wax, and now that dark wax has, you know, transferred to my white wax brush. And then the white kind of brightened it back up a little bit, but it was like the picture was getting so faint on me. So then I took DIY clear wax, and I'm rubbing this stuff in like crazy. And when you see me go over a certain part, you can see that black come back to life, slowly but surely. Not as full as it was, but I'm liking it. And on this project, y'all, my vote is I like it. And here she is, all the good detail. And see, I lost footage of me gluing the things on, the resin pieces from IOD on. And I lost footage of me sanding it too, y'all. I'm telling y'all, if we even make it to the end of the video without something freezing up and tearing up, it's going to be a miracle. I want to thank y'all for watching the video. If you're with me till the end, you already know I appreciate you from the very bottom of my heart. And if you're new here, if you don't mind, if you liked what you see, consider hitting that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. I hope y'all have a blessed week, what's left of it, and go find something to craft today. Also, all the IOD products that I use today will be in the description box below, y'all. Bye.